Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Syafrizal. I'm in charge of teaching psycholinguistic and second language acquisitions. Welcome to Spa Daun Tirta, and at this time I'm going to discuss about motivation to learn, which is very core discussions such as what is motivation and intrinsic and extrinsic motivations, and how does motivation have a learning, and then how can a teacher build intrinsic motivations. In language, motivation is an internal state or condition that we can describe as a need, desire, or want that serves to activate or energize behavior and give it directions. Now, if we look at the how is it work, for example, motivations will start with activate you, maintain, and also build, means that keep you going, determine where you're trying to go. Motivation results from the interaction of the both consist factors such as the intensity of a desire or need, incentive or reward value of the goal, expectation of the individual of his or her peers. So in this case, when you learn any languages, he or she should have a good motivation to study it. So if you look at in educational psychology, it has identified two basic classifications of motivation: extrinsic, which is external; intrinsic, which is internal. Extrinsic motivation is motivation to perform and succeed for the sake of accomplishing specific result or outcome. Meanwhile, external motivations comes from influences outside of the individual. Common extrinsic motivators are reward and the threat of punishment. Okay. Now, if you look at intrinsic motivation, basically rises from a desire to learn a topic due to inherent interest for self-fulfillment, enjoyment, or to achieve mastery of the subject. Okay, it exists within the individual rather than relying on external pressures or desire for rewards. Thus, extrinsically motivated learners may have to be enticed or prodded, may process informations only specifically, and are often interested in performing only easy tasks and meeting minimal classroom requirements. So, however, extrinsic motivation is equally necessary. Okay. Now let's go to another goal orientations. The performance goal, student is motivated by the desire to gain recognition from others and earn good grades. So this is a kind of external one. A performance goal is I want to get an A in this subject. So learning goal, the student is motivated by desire for knowledge acquisition and self-improvement. A learning goal is I want to master this subject. Now, how motivation affect learning and behavior? Motivation direct behavior toward particular goals. Social cognitive theorists propose that individuals set goals for themselves and direct their behavior accordingly, and motivation determines the specific goal toward which learners strives. Thus, it affects the choices of the student makes. The second one, motivation may lead to increased effort and energy. Motivation increases the amount of effort and energy that learners expend in activities directly related to their needs and goals. It determines also whether they pursue a task enthusiastically and wholeheartedly or apathetically, and many things. And the third one is that motivation increases initiation of and persistent in activities. Learners are more likely to begin a task they actually want to do. They are also more likely to continue working at it until they complete it, even if they are occasionally interrupted or frustrated in the process. So, in general, then motivation increases student time on task, an important factor affecting the learning and achievement. Next, motivation affects cognitive processes. So, if you look at this one, motivation might also affect what learners pay attention to and how effectively they process it. For example, motivated learners often make a concerted effort to truly understand classroom material, to learn it meaningfully, and consider how they might use it in the future. Motivation determines which consequences are reinforcing and punishing. The more learners are motivated to achieve academic success, the more they will be proud of an A score and upset by a low grade. The more learners want to be accepted and respected by peers, the more they will value membership in the group and be distressed by the ridicule of the classmates. Next, motivation often enhances performance. Because of the other effect just identified, goal-directed behavior, effort and energy, and motivation and persistent cognitive processing, and the impact of the consequences, motivation often lead to improved performance. Therefore, students who are most motivated to learn and excel in classroom activities tend to be very highest achievers. The second question, which is very important too in this discussion, is how to motivate students. First, building student motivation requires commitment on the part of the teachers. So being teachers, not only practically you give the material, but how to build a simple commitment to the student. Now, make it real. In order to foster intrinsic motivation, try to create learning activities based on the topic to be taught. Learn to be practical, help students find personal meaning and a value in the material. Strategies include using live models, videos, simulators, many things. The second one, you have also to provide choices. Students can have increased motivation when they feel some sense of autonomy in the learning process. And motivation decline when the students have no choice in the class structure. Options can be as simple as letting them pick their lab partners or select from alternate assignment, or as complex as contract teaching, wherein students can determine their own grading scale, due dates, and assignment. Let students write review question for the lesson. Have them write an action plan before beginning a project. So there are so many activities that can help the student in order to be more motivated in their learning. So one important point is that motivation has become the key point in learning process. That's all. Well, that's all my presentations. I hope that will be a very meaningful presentations. And if you have any questions and comments on this session, you may go and see me directly in class. So that's all for following Spada Untirta.